Happy holidays. I want to welcome you to Grandma and Grandpa Norwood's kitchen, where clam dip is supreme. Today we're going to learn how to make Auntie Rachel's famous clam dip. Auntie Rachel was famous for bringing clam dip to all the holiday celebrations, Thanksgivings, and Christmases when I was a child. She would usually make the clam dip, because it's so easy to make, on the tailgate of her station wagon, waiting in the driveway before she came in for Thanksgiving. So it's very easy to make, but it's absolutely wonderful. By the way, you can do a better job of it if you don't wait till the last minute like Auntie Rachel did. Make it the day before. It's even better tasting. We have simple ingredients: Liam Perrin's Worcestershire sauce, 8 ounces of cream cheese. Philadelphia cream cheese comes in an 8-ounce packet and works perfectly. An onion, obviously we're not going to use the whole onion, but you definitely have to have onion. And then we like Tim's Cascade potato chips. Original, lightly solid are my favorite. The reason that these are particularly good, and you don't have to use Tim's, but you should use a heavier potato chip because they're nice and crunchy and they can hold up underneath the weight of the cream cheese. Love Tim's Cascades. Okay, so it's very easy to make this. Here we go. I usually help out the mixer by cutting the cheese up into 4 blocks. Makes it a little easier for the mixer to handle the cream cheese. Drop that in there and start the mixer. We love this mixer. Let's get it partly mixed up like that. Now we open our clam, and I usually take and pour the juice of the clam off into a glass. The reason for that is we want to use it again to make the right consistency. If you use all the juice in the clam container, it'll be way too runny. So you pour it off first, get your this out of there, and then just take the minced clams, 1 container, and add it in to your mix. Next we're going to take our onion. I usually do 2 of these slices about a quarter to an 1/8 inch thick. And we don't need all of it, we just need some of it. Take about that much and cut it up. You can cut it up as thick or as thin as you want. Some people like bigger pieces of onion. Some people like smaller pieces, but this is one of those recipes that actually benefits from just trial and error and getting a feel for it. So we take about, not all the onions, that's about right. Maybe just a little more. The rest of those onions will go to the dog. So now we have the onions and the clams and the cream cheese. We're going to take just a little bit of the Worcestershire sauce, about a capful. Maybe not quite a capful. And that's it. That's all you got to have. Now we turn on our mixer. Start mixing it up. And it's pretty dry, so we'll add just a little bit of clam juice. And wait for it to kind of get well mixed. The traditional way is to do this without a mixer, and in many ways it makes it better if you do it by hand with a wooden spoon, but I usually use this mixer and it works out really well. By the way, you can make the process a little bit easier if you take the cream cheese out of the refrigerator for 4 or 5 hours before you make this up. Still in the package. You don't have to worry about it really spoiling. Just allows it to get a little softer and works a little easier. Here you have to let this spin for a while. In some ways this consistency is a little bit thin. I may have put just a hair too much of the juice in, but it'll turn out all right. Decorative treatment for this clam dip. This isn't required for the eating of it, but it makes for a nice party presentation. Take the clam dip out of the mixing bowl and place it on a small plate. What we're going to do is we're going to make a decorative clam out of this. And what you do is you set up a 45-degree angle, 90-degree angle to establish the corners of the clam. This. And then this is going to be the arc, the large arc of the clam. You just sort of work it together, and there's no magic to this. It's kind of make it look like a clam as best you can, but what we're working on right now is just the general shape. And you just sort of use your knife to build the body of the clam shell. Basically what you're working on is trying to find the inner clam that is actually in this clam dip. Once you get the basic clam shape, just continue to smooth, make it symmetrical. You're going to need a little paper towel. Now we got the basic shape of the clam. I'm going to start smoothing it. Get it clean for the final touch. Take our clean up the edges. Okay, so we got a pretty good clam shape there. And now for the artistic ripples. Simply take and go centric circles, or half circles, I guess. And that sets up that part of the clam shape. And then there we have the finished clam dip, ready to be eaten. And football.